And I think also doing these busking kind of gigs, you know, like where you're not, you know, you're kind of like in the background, it makes you good at like drawing people in.
Well, inherently the Sawtelles are kind of antisocial. We don't really like people, but when you do a lot of gigs, you have to like people, and so what we do is we bring little shaker things, and the parents are walking around with the kids, and we just tell the parents, in the box there, which that's where the tips go, we have little shakers, and the kids will play along with us, and the parents are like totally down with that, and then they'll like throw money in the box. That's why we need a manager.
Yeah, because we, you know, we.
Who wants to manage us? Do you want to manage us? You get a nice cut.
I don't know. It's all we can do to get it up, and get it running, and get it going. I mean, after that, I mean, we do what we can.
So we're working a lot. So if we're not working or crashed out on our couch because we don't want to go anywhere, then we'll go to other people's shows. For instance, on Saturday we have a farmer's market during the morning, and then early evening we have somebody else's show to go to at somebody's birthday show, and then later on we're going up to Manchester to do our safety patrol gig up at a spot in Manchester. So we're like busy. Do you want to be our manager?
Would you manage us, the Divine Idiots? I mean, our song, the Idiot song, is like the epitome of parody, I would imagine, in heavy metal music.
There's this music festival down in New Haven. It's called Idiot Village, and it goes on the same time as the Arts and Ideas Festival, which is all hoity-toity. So the Idiot Village is for the village idiots in New Haven, and bands play, and they have an art show where there's no entrance fee, there's no specifications, there's no judging, and one year they had a vintage clothing fashion show. So that's what that was all about. Speaking of fashion, Salvation Army girls and Goodwill. And my stepdaughter gave me a lot of clothes when she was 13 or 14. And I still wear them. And this cone thing that was on my head, they wanted me to pose for the Iron Painter, which was you just signed up to do the Iron Painter. You got a cardboard and a glob of paint, and whatever the subject was, which was me, that year, they had to paint.
Aren't you big with that? If you feeded that on Twitter, you guys would be like
child safe.
Yeah, you know, it's tough sometimes. And I'm a firm believer in this, and it's time and time again, it's been proven true. Like, you can go in, you can play the music that you come up with and that you believe in almost any setting, and if you're serious about it, you can make people listen to it and appreciate it, even though they've never heard it before. So you don't have to go out and play these covers. You know, you can do what you do, and if you're serious about it and you give people half a chance, they'll meet you halfway. Don't you think that's true?
Yeah, we get all ages that like our stuff. We'll get old ladies at the farmers markets. Oh, your music, it's so soothing.
Oh, tell the story about the tea ladies.
The tea ladies at the Coventry Farmers Market, we played right in front of their table. And we finished up, and they said to us, that is just wonderful to listen to. And, you know, you don't expect that.
We thought we were going to get, oh, can you turn it down because your electric guitar is
grating and
offensive. You know?
But it's more fun than aggravating, because when it's more aggravating than fun, we're just going to stop. We're going to be playing gigs in the home when we're like 80.
Definitely.
Another funny story. We were on tour out in Seattle, and we ended up driving up to Bellingham, Washington, which is a college town. We played Sunday afternoon in a coffee house, and there was this guy there, probably 40s to 50s, and he was there with his elderly mother. She was definitely very elderly, in like a house coat, slippers, and socks. Speaking of socks, do you like my socks? I guess knee-highs are back in. So this guy bought our disc, and at that point we actually had the address, the real address on the
what a
disc.
mistake,
Get
man.
a P.O. box. So we came home from our trip, and this is at the height of the anthrax scare.
In fact, we actually, when we went out there, there was still, it was it was October after 9/11. There was still National Guard in the airports.
So we came home, height of the anthrax scare, and there is a letter waiting for us when we get home.
And it's got Bellingham, Washington on it. And I'm thinking, so we weren't there long enough to procure any kind of mail.
So I still have this letter tucked away, and basically it opens up the letter and it says,
the first line
oh,
was,
yeah.
it's hard to meet women when you live with your mother. Now, if that isn't like going straight to the Norman Bates like motel, to
No,
the
that's-
Bates Motel
that's
feel.
true. Meeting women is hard when you live with your mother. Yeah. And then he thought I was just kind of plain and average, and so this guy wanted both of us to move out to Bellingham, and we could all live the lifestyle that we really wanted to live. And after that, like the next day, P.O. Box.
I'm like, P.O. Box.
That's a freaky story.
And
So
we
we
were
attract
like,
the freaks.
and then in the back of my mind is like, is this guy
Is he gonna be-
show up with a suitcase?
And his mother.
But he never did.
Yeah.
So I put almost all of that aside for pop or rock songwriting, and I mean, someone had showed me like EADG, like those chords on the guitar. So after I was able to do that, I said, no, I can take this and I can do something with it. And then I abandoned that and I just started playing guitar through intuition, basically. Sawtelles have 3 full-length CDs
That are out.
and we're working on one now.
And then there's one that will probably never come out unless somebody comes up with a lot of cash. Then,
Yeah, it was an aborted, more grandiose, old school, let's say 2-inch 24-track tape project. We didn't want to put any more money into it. It wasn't seeing the light of day. Probably will only come out if a label gives us a budget, because
We know people that have been working on their records for over 10 years at the same place.
and so we didn't want to fall into something like that. So, and in this day and age, I mean, it's tough. You really have to be dedicated to want to work in those formats. I don't care how sonically wonderful the audio files think it is. The time you save not having to spool back reel-to-reel tape is valuable in this day and age. Because we're busy. We have a lot of things to do. We have a lot of gigs to play.
So Sawtelles have 3 that are out. We have 2 songs in movies.
It's already there.
Yeah, She's a Star is in a movie, and Smashed to the Floor is also in a movie. It's a slasher movie that was made in Connecticut, and it's called Hunting Season. And the group of friends are going camping, and they're on the highway, and they turn the radio on. It's like in the first scene, and Smashed to the Floor.
Out come the Sawtelles.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, it was pretty cool. And you can get that on TV. If you have television, you can order up movies and stuff. It's called Hunting Season.
Yeah, video on demand. I think it's on.
It's the first song, Smashed to the Floor.